Hi, I'm Jaden from XLR Security, and today I'm going to be introducing the new UNV Link Pro app. To demonstrate how the app works, I've set up an 8-channel NVR beside me, along with 6 turret cameras. I'll be configuring all the devices from start to finish without using a laptop or monitor. Everything will be done through the UNV Link Pro app. UNV Link Pro is a brand new app from Uniview. It's designed for installers and technicians who are in the field setting up Uniview equipment every day. It allows you to quickly configure all channels on the NVR, adjust your image settings, and share or transfer the device to your customer once everything is complete. You can still use the app if you're an end user, but I don't recommend it for a couple of reasons that I'll get into later in the video. Also, the app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or iOS App Store by searching for UNV Link Pro. After opening the app, go ahead and log into your EasyCloud account. If you don't have an account, you can make one by clicking on the Sign Up button. After logging in, you'll see a list of projects. You can think of a project as basically a job site. Every project will have one or more devices added to it, and once the project is complete, you can share it with your clients. So let me quickly show you how the sharing works. First, I'm going to select one of my projects, and then I'm going to hit the 3 dots on the upper right corner and choose Deliver Project. Now we have 2 options. We can either transfer or share. Transfer is going to give your client full access to the project and you will no longer have access to the devices. Or we can choose share, which is similar to the sharing from the Uniview app, and we're going to share it to them, but we will still have access. In this case, I'm going to select on share, and then I'm going to choose the device that I want to share. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on share. And if it asks you if you want to upgrade the devices to the cloud, that's perfectly fine. Click OK. Then you're going to be able to select the permission and the valid period. Now, the good thing about UNV Link Pro is that the valid period is automatically set to permanent, so you don't have to adjust that. And I'm going to leave all the permissions as default. And then I'm going to enter my client's email address. So once you've done that, go ahead and click on share. And it will show you that the device has been shared. But in this case, the device is shared, but I still have access to it. So now that you know how the sharing function works, let me go ahead and create a new project, and I'm going to configure the NVR and all the 6 cameras here. So first, I'm going to click on the plus button, and I'm going to name my project. In this case, you can leave it on default, or you can name this to whatever job site you're at. So there are 3 ways to add the device. There's auto search in LAN, in which case it's going to scan your network for all the devices, or you can scan the QR code, which is going to allow you to add the device from the cloud. And the 3rd way is by importing it from other projects. So let me show you how auto search in LAN works. So when we click auto search in LAN, this is going to scan from my phone. It's going to scan the Wi-Fi network for all Uniview devices on the network. In this case, we're seeing a bunch of devices because this is everything I have at the office. So from this list of devices, I'm going to select my NVR here. This is the 8-channel NVR. And then click on add. And that's going to add right away. It uses the default username and password of admin and 123456. So if you have a brand new device out of the box, it should just add right away. Otherwise, you might need to change the password. But one important thing to note is that auto search in LAN only works if you're connected to the customer's Wi-Fi. So in some cases, this is possible, but in a lot of cases, you're not able to connect to their Wi-Fi, in which case you want to add it by the cloud instead. So let me go ahead and delete the device, and I'm going to add it by cloud. So we're going to scan the QR code, and if it asks you for the permission, just click OK. And then I'm going to scan the QR code on the bottom of my NVR here. And then just like that, it's going to pop up and we're going to click OK to add the device. And then you're going to choose between either cable connection, Wi-Fi connection, or 4G connection. Honestly, in most situations, you're probably going to have it connected by a cable. So you can click cable connection, and then you can name your device. So in this case, this is my office, 8-channel, NVR. Then you're going to go ahead and save. So this works as long as the NVR is connected to the customer's router. So the NVR must be connected to the internet, but your phone does not have to be on the same network. So you can be using your LTE data or your 5G data, but as long as the NVR is on the internet, you will be able to connect. So choose either LAN or scan QR code depending on which one works for you. And the last way to add devices is by importing them from other projects. So in this case, I can actually click on another project that I've had before, and I can grab the NVR from there. And then I would just click import, but that's actually going to delete it from the other project and move it into my current project. So I'm not going to do that right now, but you can do that if you need to. So now that my device is added to my project, what are some things I can do? The first thing I'm going to do is actually play all the cameras in live view. So to live view the camera, it's very simple. We're just going to click on the view here, and we will see all of our cameras connected. All 6 cameras are connected. And we can click this play button on the top right, just like that. And right away, you can see that all the cameras are playing in live view. So if I wave my hand over here, you can see all the cameras are live. And if we click on one of the views, that's going to bring it up into this familiar live view screen. And from here, you can go ahead and sort of aim your camera where you want it. And you can also enter full screen mode so you can see it more easily. You can also go to playback if you want to, but probably you don't need to do playback if you're installing the camera. So that just makes it very easy to sort of view your cameras and aim them and configure them. All easy to do from one page. You can also click on an individual camera, and then there's a setting option on the top right corner. And this allows you to, do a cloud upgrade on your device. So you can go ahead and start upgrading the firmware to the latest version just by clicking on Start Upgrade. You can also choose to reset your device or reboot it, or you can go ahead and rename your device to whatever location you're actually at. Some other options that they give you is the ability to set up the intrusion, motion detection, or line crossing. So you can adjust those all through the app. It's very simple. You can go ahead and draw your detection area. So you can go ahead and draw your motion detection area from the app. If you're setting up crossline, you can set up a crossline detection as well, or intrusion detection from the app. So I just enable it. It shows me the detection area, and then I can move and adjust the line as necessary. So pretty simple that you can do all of this from the app now. Before that wasn't possible, but now it is. You can also adjust your network settings, so you can set up a static IP on the camera, and you can change the IP address if you need to. You can also adjust the image settings on the camera. So you can enable WDR, you can change infrared or disable infrared, turn the camera into night mode. You can also adjust things like brightness, saturation, contrast, and if you install the camera upside down, you can flip the image 180 degrees from the app. So pretty handy that all these settings are available. You can also do 90 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise, which is useful if you're setting up a corridor mode on your camera. You can also adjust all the video settings from the app. So this was not possible before, but now you can see I have the mainstream and the substream settings. So if I want to, change it U-code or change the resolution. I can do all those things from the app and save. And right away, it just changes the settings. Very, very handy, very convenient. You can also change the audio settings, so you can enable the audio input and you can change the volume of the audio. You can also check your storage settings on the camera. And finally, you can export the diagnostic info. So if your camera is having a problem, you can export the info and send it to Uniview, and they'll be able to check the camera and let you know what's going on. So another handy feature is that if you're configuring multiple cameras at the same time, instead of going into the cameras one by one and changing the settings, there's an option in the main menu called Batch Config at the top. So when you click on Batch Config, you can configure the network settings, video settings, or upgrade a bunch of devices at the same time. So if I go into Video Config, I can choose the second option, which will allow me to update the settings on my NVR. So when we go into this setting, it's going to give me a list of my NVRs. Then I'm going to select my NVR, enter my password, and then I can select the cameras, and I can select them all at once. But this only works if they're all on the same model number, in which case these are all 8-megapixel turrets. So I can click on Next. And now when I change my settings of the camera, like let's say I want to change it to 15 FPS, and I want to increase the bitrate to 6000, this will configure all the cameras at the same time. As you can see, it goes one by one, and they're all configuring. So just from kind of a couple clicks, you're able to adjust multiple cameras. If you had 20 cameras, 30 cameras, this can all be done very quickly. Okay. So that covers all the settings you can adjust on the camera, but what about the NVR itself? Well, when we go into the project, we can select the 3 dots beside our NVR and then click on Device Config. From here, it's quite similar to the camera, so we can go ahead and change the name of our device. We can upgrade it by the cloud, or we can change the password, or we can restart the device. We can reboot it. You also have the option to adjust the time on your device. So you can sync it very quickly by checking Sync with Mobile Phone. And as long as your phone has the right time, the NVR will also have the right time. Pretty handy. You can also choose to enable or disable the alarm notifications. So this is going to send push notifications to your client if they're using the Uniview Link app. I recommend enabling this because most of the time, the client does want to see notifications. And you can also enable or disable the alarm linkage. So it's very easy. If they don't want notifications, you can just disable it for them, and they will not get any notifications as long as it's disabled, and you can quickly override it by going back into the app. And just like before, we have option for network, so we can set the NVR to DHCP, or we can give it a static IP address. We also have the option to check the storage for the camera and change the schedule. So if we want to change it to all motion, we can actually select scheduled recording or event recording and then save. And this will adjust the setting for all the cameras connected. So very easy to change to motion recording if you want to. And again, if you want to only enable that motion for certain channels, you can click on channel and you can just choose your channels. So let's say 4, 5, 6, we want motion. Then you will do the settings again and it will only set on those particular cameras. You can also check the status of the hard drive from the storage medium menu. So this shows me that I have an 8 terabyte hard drive inside and the recording is normal. If I want to format the hard drive, you can click this icon on the top right, select, and click on Format, and that will start formatting the hard drives. The next option that they added is pretty cool. This is called Advanced Configuration, and as you'll see, Advanced configuration is basically the web interface of the Uniview recorder on your phone. And just like that, it loads exactly like the web interface. And you can go to all of your settings from here. So you can, adjust your monitor output views. You can adjust your time settings. You can add the NTP server. You can do everything from advanced configuration. So it's very, very handy to have this option available. And lastly, you can also enable or disable Easy Cloud from this menu. And you can export the diagnostic info for Uniview or capture packets for troubleshooting, as well as you can default or factory default the NVR from this menu. So as you can see, there are many, many things you can do from the Uniview Link Pro app that would not normally be available on the other app. Now, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that UNV Link Pro is not recommended for end users, and there are two major reasons why. So first of all, this app does not support push notifications. So if you want to get an alert from your cameras, you'll need to have either the EasyView or UNV Link apps downloaded instead. Also, Uniview Link Pro app is missing the album feature. So the album feature, which you can see here, allows you to quickly search through snapshots and videos taken through the app. So the lack of these two features are why I recommend Uniview Link Pro only for installers and technicians. The Pro app is designed for configuring and installing cameras when they're being set up for the first time. On the other hand, the regular Uniview Link app will give you the best camera viewing experience when the system has been fully set up. So that covers our introduction on the Uniview Link Pro app. Be sure to download it on your phone and give it a try next time you're installing some cameras. Once you learn how to use it, you'll be able to save time and hopefully offer a better experience to your customers. Be sure to like the video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more Uniview tutorials in the future. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.